Temples in Taiwan are some of my favorite places. Calm, fragrant, and beautiful. Lucky for me, there are more than 12,000 registered temples, almost twice as many as 7-Elevens. This spring, my family visited Tainan in southern Taiwan, the unofficial capital of temples. We were in one, taking in the stillness, when a sudden blast shattered the silence. Fighter jets cutting across the sky. Fortunately, they were Taiwanese jets, doing drills to guard us from a neighbor who's been getting a little too frisky, a little too close. But China's reach isn't only in the sky, it's also inside many temples. This video is my attempt to express something that's part worry, part wish. A small prayer to the Buddhas to keep Taiwanese wise enough to see through bad faith moves. Hi, I'm Serious Lee, Taiwan Matters. I'm Taiwanese American, now living in Europe. These are my guinea pigs. They pray for a good harvest of vegetables, but definitely no birds, no cats. In Taiwan, temples are more than just religious sites. They're part social club, part therapy room. And since there are more of them than 7-Elevens, don't be surprised if you stumble into one, even if you're not religious. When my mom was a kid, she was even told to run into the nearest temple during air raid drills, whether it was American jets bombing Japanese bases in the 1940s or a possible communist invasion in the 1950s. Growing up, I went to temples with my family about as often as casual Christians go to church. Lunar New Year, major life events, or whenever life felt a little off balance and you wanted some comfort. We also visited temples when we traveled, kind of like tourists admiring cathedrals in Europe, except Taiwanese temples are a lot more interactive. You can actually talk to the gods. Sort of. You toss 2 wooden blocks that look like half moons and ask yes or no questions. The way the blocks land gives you your answer. Or you draw a fortune stick, qian, for something deeper and confirm it with the blocks. The number on the stick matches a short poem, more like a riddle really, that you'll need temple experts to help interpret. The Buddha's answer in this riddle is rarely a simple yes or no. It's usually more directional. Something like, maybe you don't need a new job. Maybe your real work is finding joy in any job. Which makes the whole thing feel less like fortune-telling and more like a mini-therapy session with a divine twist. If it sounds superstitious or a little like a Taiwanese Ouija board, I won't argue with you. And since temples used to be the heart of local communities, there's usually a night market nearby. Temples feed the soul, night markets feed the belly. Temples draw crowds. Crowds bring donations, festivals, tours, merch. In 2024, Taiwanese temples generated around 1 trillion NT dollars, or 30 billion US dollars. Only about 10% came from small public donations. The rest flows through temple events and religious tourism, loosely regulated and easy to exploit, by local gangs or by China, quietly funneling money into Taiwan's temples for influence and infiltration. Take Mazu, for instance, a goddess who seems to have Beijing's full attention. Taiwan's favorite sea deity, beloved, generous, and very social. Every spring, she travels for her birthday, a 9-day, 300-kilometer road trip with over 1 million followers walking across central Taiwan. It's the world's largest religious pilgrimage, a logistical miracle powered by incense, devotion, and free bottled water. Mazu was born in Mazu, Fujian province, a cross-strait connection Beijing loves to turn into a welcome home message for both the goddess and Taiwan. In 2024 alone, at least 16,000 Taiwanese joined more than 100 China-funded religious exchanges. Some attendees were high-profile, former President Ma Ying-jeou, other KMT veterans, even Confucius' 75th generation heir, Kong Xiangke. Funny, considering his ancestors' teachings were once denounced as feudal poison during China's Cultural Revolution. These religious exchanges come with soft-focused slogans: one family across the strait, shared roots, peace. But what they really sell is a strange love triangle. Taiwan loves Mazu, China loves Mazu, therefore Taiwan must love China. In 2023, during military drills near Taiwan, Chinese state media even released a video of fighter jets and submarines charging alongside Mazu, with a voiceover claiming that China's military and Mazu together protect both sides of the strait. Can China really draft the goddess of mercy into the PLA? And yet, even without divine intervention, these exchanges always seem to peak around Taiwan's election seasons, just when Beijing decides Taiwanese people need a gentle reminder of what supposedly jeopardizes peace across the strait. Not the Chinese warships, not the warplanes, but Taiwan's own resolve to resist China's aggression. A 2024 foreign policy analysis found that in Kaohsiung, southern Taiwan, neighborhoods with more Mazu temples leaned bluer, more KMT-friendly. Other temples and churches show no such effect. Beijing isn't converting believers, they're cultivating voters. In fact, Taiwan's National Security Bureau has identified the top 5 Chinese infiltration channels, temple organizations, alongside gangs, underground banks, friend companies, and civic associations. And China's influence doesn't stop at the ballot box. Since 2020, 159 people, including 95 active or retired Taiwanese soldiers, have been indicted for espionage linked to temple networks. It usually starts innocently enough: a religious exchange, a subsidized trip, a free banquet. Then the Chinese hosts ask for something in return, pass a message, invite a local official, take a few photos for documentation. Followers facing financial trouble often turn to temples for help, making them easy to spot and easy to recruit. Of course, what makes any religious exchange between Taiwan and China absurd is the contrast itself. China allows religion as long as the party runs it. In Tibet and Xinjiang, monks and believers are sent to patriotic re-education. Meanwhile, in Taiwan, democracy is about choice, even the choice of what to believe. Taiwan protects freedom of religion. You don't need a fortune stick or a Ouija board to see that Beijing's intentions aren't holy. Mazu is still one of my favorite deities. On my last visit to Tainan, I asked for guidance. I had just uploaded my first videos on my Taiwan Matters YouTube channel. What could I expect going forward? Her answer, through the half-moon blocks, perfectly consistent even after I double-checked, was that this wasn't the right time to ask, which ironically made it the clearest answer I could have gotten. Just do what's worth doing, even when the outcome is uncertain. Faith, after all, means moving forward, with purpose, even when you are a little afraid. When I think about the future of temples in Taiwan, I admire what one of Taipei's most beloved, Xingtian has done. 11 years ago, it banned incense and food offerings, challenging the long-held belief that the thicker the smoke, the stronger the faith. And their message was simple but radical. If you truly want to change, everyone has the power, and any time is the right time. That courage and clarity feel like a lesson for more than just religion. Temples, like Taiwan itself, can only preserve their freedom and thrive under pressure by holding onto their core values. Faith, but not blind faith. Please subscribe and check out our other videos.